we're getting set for, covering our 30th year here on Blue Ridge 11 of high school football. This really is the end of an era, as the LL League next year will be morphing into the Lancaster, Lebanon, and Berks League. So Eric, as you've seen all of this history, what does it feel like for this to kind of be coming to an end and then changing gears and shifting into that next year?
Yeah, and kind of ironic that this is the 50th year of the Lancaster Lebanon League. So we reached that milestone only to this time next year start a new tradition. And I tell you, at first, I wasn't real keen on it. But then when I looked at it and the way they broke it down by sections, and I think they really are pretty evenly made up, I'm now looking forward to this, because now this will give us an opportunity to see even more schools.
That's true.
From not only here in Lancaster, but obviously Lebanon and Berks County as well. So looking forward to that to next year. But boy, I can't wait for this year first. Boy, this schedule that you guys made up, I think, is tremendous.
All right, we'll get into Section 2 here in just a minute. Tim, your quick comments on the Lancaster Lebanon League that you've gotten to see pretty much your whole life. Now it's going to take a bit of a diversion and head off here with Berks as a partner.
Yeah, it's just incredible to me that where the LL League is going, the Berks League, and everybody else is going the way of college football right now to create these super conferences. Coming up next year, the Tri-Valley League is going to be merging with Mid-Penn. So you're really going to have 3 leagues, Eric, really encompassing with York County League in District 3. So while I'm excited about it, I just wonder if there's more of a premium now put on making the districts as there is really winning that section. Obviously, I've heard a lot of chatter and people saying, that it was great to go for the section title, and we're not going to have that anymore. But I agree with you. I looked at the sections today. Unbelievable how these teams are matched up. Section 4 is going to be great. Cocalico, Lampeter, Strasburg, Conrad Weiser, Elko, and Berks Catholic. And why I'm missing. You're telling me that isn't going to be fun for us? I am excited. And look, as time goes on, 5-10 years from now, kids will want to win Section 4 rather than Section 2 in the old LL League.
All right, yeah. Well, again, it is exciting, and a little selfishly for us, it's a brave new world out there too. But we have Section 2 here to talk about, as that's where 4 of our 6 local teams reside. Let's show you kind of the makeup of Section 2 in its last year here. This is the last time it'll look like this for quite some time. The old standards, Manheim Central, Conestoga Valley, Solanco, Elizabethtown, Cocalico, Warwick in there. All right, guys, this seems like a pretty wide open section this year, Eric. Last year it seemed like Warwick's section to win. They've lost a lot to graduation. So how do you break it down? Who are you kind of focusing on in Section 2 this year? And just how excited are you to kind of see these teams back in action for a full 10-week schedule?
Well, as far as Warwick is concerned, you look at last year's squad. No, I'd be one of the best ever at Warwick. Granted, they did take a hit at graduation, but hopefully the success of what they've experienced the last couple of years has filtered down to the underclassmen. Use that as fuel as far as getting ready for the 5th season and the season to come. So, Manheim Central, obviously, they want to erase what they went through last year. That was not a typical Manheim Central season, but again, the fact the first time they had a losing record since 1971, just phenomenal. You really have to get the. And then Cocalico, they've got a ton of people back, but with this Veer offense, it all starts with the quarterback. So how fast can whoever that quarterback is take over the reins?
Yeah, there is a new QB in town for the 3rd year in a row in Cocalico. Tim, what teams are you kind of keeping an eye on here? Again, I'm going to say this. It does seem very wide open. Don't forget about Conestoga Valley. They've got a nice quarterback coming back. So, again, it could be 4 or 5 teams really challenging for the title.
Yeah, 2 teams I've keep my eye on. First of all, you mentioned Conestoga Valley. Only 10 starters back, but they won the last 5 games that they played last year, Eric. And they got a good quarterback back. They've got a good offensive line. And when you're passing it 99% of the time, as they do in Whitmer, you always got a shot. Manheim Central is going to be an interesting team to look at. First time last year since 1971 that they had a losing season. But Novak Desensenik is back. That's a great quarterback to wideout combination, Eric. 11 touchdowns for them. They got to replace their two good kickers in Reed and Shull. But look for Manheim Central to get back on track. Warwick, of course, you mentioned, I won't really talk about them. Obviously, a lot of starters are gone. But I'm looking at the Cocalico Eagles, Eric. I don't – it is sort of wide open, but I tell you what, if this team plays up to their potential and 18 starters back, that offensive line and defensive line are only going to get better, Eric. They are studs. The Flinton brothers are back. They got Austin Dang running it. Of course, Ryan Brubaker there. If Carson Nash can limit the turnovers in that offense, I don't see who's going to beat Cocalico, and you heard it here first in Section 2.
All right, so it does sound like Tim's leaning towards Cocalico. Eric, what way would you lean here if you had to make a bit of a prediction?
Well, I have to agree with Tim. And you know, here's the thing: you don't really need a superstar quarterback or even a superstar running back, but if you've got the guys up front to blow open the holes, you can take a average running back and move him up to the next level. And the same thing with the quarterback. Now, unfortunately, Carson Nash has moved on.
I meant, yeah.
Yeah. He
He
has some experience, but there's also a freshman by the name of Josh Meyer that is going to be vying for that position as well. So it's really going to be who makes that impact. But, you know, I just think, like Tim said, with the amount of experience coming back on both sides of the ball, offensively, defensively, guys that are just impact players. And the thing is, you got so many guys that can be explosive with the ball. I'm going to go one step further. I really think that this section title is going to come down to the last game of the year on the 29th. I think it's going to be Manheim Central and Cocalico fighting for that section title.
You beat me to the punch there. I was going to say, don't forget, Week 10 on Blue Ridge 11, Cocalico, Manheim Central. Again, you just keep going back to all the history that there is between these teams, and it's just like it's almost setting it up perfect for us to find out, and we will. All right, let's leave Section 2 there, and let's just jump into Section 3 real quick. We have a few minutes. Let's remind you who's in Section 3 again. Lampeter Strasburg, the defending District 3 champs there. Ephrata, Garden Spot, Lebanon, Donegal, Lancaster Catholic. Those teams, you could just take your shot there. If they have a couple good weeks put together, anyone's got a good shot at it. But Eric, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this Ephrata team. You know, they lose their quarterback, but they've got some good skill positions coming back, and we all know that there's one guy over there that a lot of people are going to be talking about this year. We'll see if he can live up to the hype this year.
Yeah, Andre Weidman is a guy that, makes an impact, whether it's offense, defense, and we saw it on special teams last year when he took a kickoff 93 yards against Elko. He has gotten bigger, he has gotten stronger, and I'm sure he's gotten faster. Now, the key, I think, for Ephrata is, do they have the horses up front that can open the holes for Weidman and protect whoever the quarterback is? Now, Joey Gunzenhauser did get some playing time last year. I would think he would be the front runner. But I think even more importantly, there's going to have to be other guys that are going to have to step up. When I say other guys, I'm saying running backs and receivers, because Andre Weidman is going to have the bullseye on him. They know what kind of an impact player he has been his first couple of years here at Ephrata. So if you can alleviate some of that and spread it out, it'll give Weidman even more of a chance to make an impact for these Mounds.
Well, and you talk about some of these question marks, Eric. We will find out coming up next Wednesday here on the program, as we will talk about that in just a minute. Tim, give us your quick thoughts on what you think Ephrata could potentially do this year.
One thing I like about Ephrata, hard to believe it's Chris Miller's 6th season already, Eric, but boy, he has turned it around. I remember when he started, boy, everybody in Ephrata was just down on the program. They are now believing in themselves. That's what to do. You develop a program. Of course, Andre Weidman, everybody is going to be looking at him. I look at Section 3, guys, as really a two-team race. It's going to be Ephrata and Lampeter Strasburg. I know Lampeter Strasburg back-to-back district titles, back-to-back semis, in the States, but they reload over there, and they've got a new coach as well. But you look at everybody else. Donegal's losing a lot. Garden Spot is going to struggle. Lebanon, their quarterback is gone. Rodriguez, 5,000-yard passer. Lancaster Catholic may be in the mix. So I really think it's going to be Ephrata, Lampeter, Strasburg. And just to go back to October 29th really quick, Chad, also in Section 1, that night, Wilson plays Manheim Township. That's going to be a huge night in LL League football.
Wow, I didn't even realize that. It's kind of gone under the radar. It's going to be a fun night for all of us football fans. Well, you know what's going to be a great night for football fans and of your specific teams next Wednesday, right here on Blue Ridge 11, because we are cranking out our annual Sports Talk LL League Football Coaches Show coming back August 25th. That starts at 7 p.m. We will rattle off all 6 of our local coaches in there from Warwick, Ephrata, Cocalico, Garden Spot, Conestoga Valley, and Manheim Central. So join us next Wednesday at 7 p.m. for that episode. It's a special edition of Sports Talk. And then later that week, next Friday, here we go. Week 1 of the high school football season, Lampeter Strasburg versus Warwick on Blue Ridge 11. Be there, 7 o'clock. Catch that as Eric May and Mike Straub will be in action on the call. We cannot wait to have you back for that. Week 1 football is almost here.